Let's get things started. Got them fight all set. Ready?
I just got this on a brand new bag. I'm running around like I miss Elliot. Jewelry moving like juice. Talking out goes in the hit me. Look, I just leveled up, I thank God. Straight from the mud, now it's time to get the pie. Sweat, tears, and blood, you can see it in my eyes. My future turning up, what it's time to be alive. I'm that nigga, I don't mean to brag, but I'm getting too nice with this. Ain't no way that I'm going outside. My pockets been heavy as shit. The bank is full of the blues, bitch. I'm happy how that contradict. Yes, the same way I had to go harder when I found myself down on my dick. Mix the need up, keep the stoop on the stove. My ex tryna check it, so that bitch go explode. Find me at the Ritz, throwing cheese at the pub. I'm vibing in high place, keep that business on the low. I just leveled up, I thank God. Straight from the mud, now it's time to get the pie. Sweat, tears, and blood, you can see it in my eye. My future turning up, what it's time to be alive.
Yo, what's going on, Red Cloud Gang, and welcome back to the new and improved Red Cloud Network. The straight no chaser name is no more. I wanted to do something a little bit more with me, so I welcome y'all to the Red Cloud Network. Now, for my first episode back, I wanted to talk about the live action Avatar that released on Netflix. I want to say a month or 2 months ago. I'm not really sure how long it's been since the release of this, but let's get into it. Now, when this originally came out, I did not watch it right away like everybody else. There were a ton of just negative reviews going around on all the social media platforms, X, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, you name it. People were just dog walking this show. So I wanted to just sit around for a couple of days and let it sit for a couple of days. I wanted to let my mind reset itself without all the negative reviews, and I wanted to give it an honest college try with no negative energy going into it, because I felt if I went into it with negative energy, I wouldn't have gave it a good shot, and I wouldn't have gave it my honest opinion if I went into it with negative feelings. So I wanted to just give a fresh perspective on it without being told what to think, if you get what I'm saying. But with that being said, after all 8 episodes being aired and checking them out, I will have to say we might not have gotten what we wanted as fans, but it wasn't that bad in my opinion. Some early reviews made it seem like it was straight ass, like it wasn't watchable at all. And honestly, I'm gonna keep it a buck. It was watchable. Now, granted, it took out some of the more awesome moments that we loved about the animated series, but again, they squeezed a lot in the 8 episodes. They actually did some crossover stuff where some season 2 stuff took place in this season and all that. So they were kind of, I want to say, a little bit all over the place. Like, we got introduced to Boomy mad early. So yeah. But anyways, that didn't really bother me too much. Now, while the MCs were not carbon copies of their animated counterparts, they did retain some of the same qualities and quirks that we loved about them that they're from the animated series. Now, of course, Sokka not being a sexist was a huge thing for everybody because, you know, it kind of hurt his character development. That was kind of his whole thing when he met Suki, to kind of turn his misogyny into basically not being misogynist asshole, basically. And they kind of missed the mark with that, but I still feel like Suki helped him in other ways. Like, she helped him to be a better leader, like he wanted to be a better warrior. So she still helped him in that aspect. She just didn't help him in a sense of like making him see that women can do the things that men can do. So yeah, that kind of sucked. But at the same time, what are you going to do when a studio or company gets a hold of something that we love? They can basically do whatever we want with it. They don't care about our input. But I digress. Like, Aang wasn't the goofy kid we all loved and adored. Like, he all wasn't just trying to have fun and do all this goofing around and stuff. Now, granted, he didn't have that all the time, but they still showed flashes of him being a kid and having fun, or just wanting to have fun and be a kid. They didn't do it like all the time like it was in the cartoon. Like, it seemed like he was trying to avoid his responsibility of being the Avatar even after being found. But again, like I said, they took out maybe one thing that I didn't like about Aang, and that was just him not being as goofy as he normally is, but they still showed flashes of it. So it's not like it wasn't there completely. It was still there. It just wasn't as prominent and present as it was in the cartoon. Because again, it's a cartoon made for kids. I feel like they put a little bit of more of a darker tone into this Avatar, and that's why they changed some things. And again, I'll go back to Sokka. Like, he wasn't as clumsy, he wasn't as goofy, and he wasn't always cracking jokes. But again, they slipped some of that stuff we loved about him from the cartoon into his live action character. Because again, the cartoon was animated. It was geared towards kids. It aired on Nickelodeon. Like, I don't know what y'all wanted from this show. I know that y'all wanted like a straight up carbon copy from the animated series, but like, why would we want that? Like, we already got the story. Just go watch it again. Like, that's exactly what I did after I finished watching this live action. I went back and watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, the animated version of it. And honestly, like I said about this one, this wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. You know what I'm saying? It was just a different take with a little bit more darker undertones with. And like I said before, even with Aang not being goofy and playing around all the time and cracking jokes and just wanting to be a kid, they still showed the fact that he struggled with the burden and responsibility of being the Avatar. Like, he still was struggling with the fact that he was the Avatar. So he still didn't want to accept that he was the Avatar. So he was still trying to avoid all that, learning all the elements and everything still. So like, they still got that part about Aang in the show. While I do, like I said before, while there was original source material taken out, I feel it did not hurt this live action in any way. Like I said, it's just a darker version of Avatar, the animated series. So like I said, they took it out a lot of source material. Me personally, I was upset there was no Toph, but from what I hear, they already got greenlit for season 2, and Toph Beifong will be in it. Now, the early rumor for Toph is that they're going to completely take away her being blind. I don't know if that's official yet, but yeah, the early rumor is Toph will not be blind in the next season. So I'm interested to see how they going to basically make Toph be Toph without being blind. You know what I'm saying? So that should be interesting to see. I'm not going to be negative about it right away because, again, I ain't got no previews. I ain't got no source material to see what she looks like. So I'm not going to go into it with a negative mindset. Again, I'm just going to keep my head clear and hope for the best. Now, like I said, with early reviews, it would have had you think that this was straight dog water. And also, some of the early reviews had you thinking that they squeezed all 54 episodes of the Avatar content into 8 episodes. And that's what I was like, how did they do that? So when I went and watched this, that was not the case. They just took the 20 episodes of book 1, Water, and condensed it down to 8. But they also took some stuff from book 2, Earth, and put it in book 1. So it was, like I said before, it was kind of all over the place, but it still, for me personally, it worked. So it didn't hurt it in any type of way. Like I said, I had no issues with this. I thought the first season of this was done perfectly fine. It didn't hurt the series in any way. Like, it was just different. It was just a darker version of the animated series. Again, the animated series was on Nickelodeon. It was made for kids. So for us and Netflix to give us for us wanting a carbon copy of the animated version and Netflix not giving it to us, I don't see the issue, because Netflix also knew it was a show made for kids. I think they were trying to gear this more towards adults so we could enjoy it, not knowing that we, the adults of the community, love Avatar, the animated series. So that's where some of the confusion and some of the negativity came in, because I don't think Netflix understands how much of a reach this show has with kids and adults. Like, this show is phenomenal. Like, anybody I talk to, Avatar is held in high regard, period. Like I said, after I finished the live action, I went right back and started the animated series and finished it. So I'm about to jump into Legend of Korra. So this is basically caused me to go down the Avatar rabbit hole after watching the live action. So I'm about to go down this Avatar rabbit hole again. I'm about to watch Legend of Korra and start that soon. And hopefully once season 2 comes out, I'll probably end up doing it again, rewatching Avatar or rewatching Legend of Korra again. I think it's probably just going to be a traditional transaction for me as long as this live action series is being made. You heard me say before, they have been renewed for season 2. They did leave season 1 open for season 2 because I think the last episode of season 1 is when they were at the Northern Water Tribe. So that's when Aang went ballistic in the Avatar state and went nuts and whatnot. So I'm hoping in season 2 we get to see their fight. I hope we get to see the Ba Sing Se fight. Like, we gotta see the taking over of Ba Sing Se in season 2. Also, we gotta see Azula do more with the lightning bending than what you showed us in the show. Like, that wasn't it. I wanted to see more. We also need to see more of Azula's blue flame. Like, there's a lot that wasn't in this that we need to see more of. So also, we need to see May and Ty Lee fight in the next season as well. Some of the castings I was kind of like, I didn't really care for. Like, I didn't care for the casting of May. At first, I didn't like who they cast as Azula, but it grew on me as I continued to watch the series on Netflix. So I've grown to accept that casting as Azula, and I'm sure she's going to prove why she should be Azula in season 2. Because if you don't know, Azula is one of my favorite characters in Avatar. She's in my top 5. But all in all, while I can't exactly call this ass, I'm not going to call it trash, and I'm definitely not going to call it gas. So in the meantime, in between time, I guess I'll just give it a pass. Like, it passes the grade. Like, I'll give it a straight up. Honestly, I'll give it a 7. I'll give the first season a 7. I'm hoping we get more, and it continues to build and improve. I hope we get more episodes of season 2 than 8. Like, I hope they don't try to squeeze like the 16 episodes of book 2 into like 4 or something like that. That would be nuts. But I feel like, honestly, you should make the episodes longer. I think these were 22, 24-minute episodes. I can't remember. But I feel they should be longer, and I need more episodes than 8 in season 2. But like I said, I'll give it a pass, an honest 7. But that's all I got for you today, motherfuckers. As always, keep it classy. Deuces. Bam.